Hello everybody, my name is Michael Quinn. I'm one of the directors of the Quinn Group. This month on Quintessential TV, we'll be discussing whether you are an Australian resident for tax purposes. Being an Australian resident for tax purposes is important because Australian residents are taxed on their worldwide income, whilst foreign residents are only taxed on their Australian sourced income. Residency for tax purposes should not be confused with the concept of citizenship, which is attributed by birth or immigration. Whether a taxpayer is a resident for tax purposes will depend on the taxpayer's pattern of behaviour in the relevant financial year. The ATO, the Australian Taxation Office, has provided 4 tests to assist taxpayers in their self-assessment, including the factors which will be considered. The first test, and the test most often used, is the resides test. This is the primary test of residency, so if the taxpayer satisfies this test, there is no need to apply the remaining 3 tests. This test aims to assess the taxpayer's overall behaviour whilst they are in Australia. If the taxpayer's behaviour is not consistent with someone who resides in Australia, the taxpayer will need to satisfy the remaining tests. The second test is the domicile test. A taxpayer's domicile is their permanent home in the eyes of the law. The third test is the 183-day test. This test looks to see whether the taxpayer is actually present in Australia for more than half the income year. This test is satisfied unless the taxpayer's usual place of abode is outside Australia. The usual place of abode is a residence which is current or habitual but does not have the same requirement for permanence. Finally, there's the superannuation test. This test was implemented to make sure current Commonwealth Government employees working at Australian posts overseas are treated as Australian residents, so this test has limited application. Therefore, as you can see, there are 4 tests that need to be looked at when you consider yourself to be a resident for Australian tax purposes. And the resides test is the most important one to look at and is quite complicated. If you'd like more information about whether you're an Australian resident for tax purposes, or you need advice in this area as it's quite complicated, please contact us. You're welcome to email us at info@quinns.com.au. We'd love to get your feedback with relation to Quintessential TV, so please like, comment and subscribe. We look forward to seeing you all next month. I'm Michael Quinn. Bye for now.